The film awards of the state government, in the erstwhile state it was called the Nandi Awards. It's rechristened in the state of Telangana as the Gaddar Telangana Film Awards. Scheduled to be held tomorrow, the 14th of June, will go as per schedule. Attempts to stall on legal issues came a cropper in part before a division bench of Justice Sam Koshi and Justice Narsingh. Welcome to today's edition, the 13th of June, to my news editions. The panel of Justice Sam Koshi and Justice Narsingh were dealing with a writ plea by Pandari Ande and others. The writ petitioners would complain that the awards were illegal, that there were multiple awards granted beyond the scope of the power of the awarding committee. They also pointed out that there was conflict of interest between the members of the jury and the grant of the awards. All this and more constituted the subject matter of the writ petition. The panel, while admitting the writ petition and requiring the authorities, including the film chambers, to respond, refused to interdict by way of an interim order on the ground that the petitioner had moved the court belatedly. A similar writ petition was also filed before a single judge, Justice K. Lakshman, on being informed that the bench has already taken on its file a matter of the same nature, refused to adjudicate on the matter. He said that this writ petition that was filed and was listed before him would also go before the division bench. Justice T. Madhavi Devi of the Telangana High Court set aside the registration of a multi-cooperative society for the amenities of a certain housing complex. She found that the registration was contrary to law and also was done without calling for objections. The writ petition was filed by Saket Bhu Satra Phase 1 Villa, I beg your pardon. The challenge was to the constitution of the Saket Bhu Satra Phase 1 Villa Owners Multi-Aided Cooperative Maintenance Society Limited. The petitioners would contend that the Phase 1 residents alone could not have registered a society because the entire integrated project involved more than one or two phases. It was in fact 4 phases, and the common amenities, etc., was for all the 4 phases. They said that asking for and constituting a maintenance committee for one phase alone was not only contrary to the project intent, but also was done without the knowledge or without notice to the project promoter, as was required under the law. Justice Madhavi Devi agreed with the contention, set aside the constitution of the registration of the committee, and said that objections will have to be called for and acted in accordance with law. Encroachments near Durgam Cheru. Allegations that private individuals were making constructions on land for lung space. Justice K. Lakshman takes on file a writ plea filed by Amar Society Plot Owners Welfare Association and directs GHMC and the other civic authorities to deal with their representations, which complains that private respondents were carrying out illegal constructions in the amenities area that was meant for the Amar Society Plot Owners Welfare Association. The judge said that their representation should be considered and resolved in accordance with law, and the common amenities that the society claimed will have to be considered. In contradistinction, the owners of the ongoing construction would contend that 11.65% of the layout was already for lung space, and therefore they were entitled to go ahead with the construction. However, the petitioners would also point out that the GHMC had issued multiple notices to the allegedly erring parties, and that the construction was happening on the full tank level. Justice Lakshman, without going into the various nuances of the allegations and counter-allegations, required the civic authorities and the GHMC to deal with the representations made. Justice J. Srinivas Rao of the Telangana High Court granted bail to a 28-year-old man who it is alleged that under the guise of running a spa named New Roots Beauty and Spa in Amirpet was indulging in human trafficking and immoral activities in the name of running the spa. A raid on 15th of April, it is said by the prosecution, ended with rescuing 9 sex workers along with 4 customers at the place where the raid took place. The prosecution also took swiping machines and other electronic equipment from the seat of offence. The judge found that 18 witnesses were already examined. He was the sole bread earner. He did not have a criminal history in the past and enlarged him on bail. The judge also took into consideration the other factors, which included that he was the sole bread earner of the family and has been in jail since the incident happened on the 15th of April. Thank you very much for listening to this news broadcast. I'm hoping that you are all listening to it regularly. I would sign off today acknowledging Sahit's contributions to this. Thank you very much.